This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
Here we go. Good evening and welcome to Planning and Zoning meeting here. December 5th. January. I'm sorry, January. See that?
It's 2026 now.
2026. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everyone had a good holiday. So before we start our meeting tonight, my name is Bob Hannon, your chairman, and I have the members who are present here to introduce themselves. Andy.
Andy Bevilacqua, town engineer.
Laura Magarasi, land use administrator.
Giancarlo Gallo, alternate.
Mark Parisi, alternate.
Brian Cummings, secretary.
Paul Wyman, vice chair.
Ken Quick, regular member.
Benjamin Lobick, regular member.
Ron Penton, alternate.
Christine Hilton, land use secretary.
Jane.
Very good, thank you. Oh, and
Jane Ellis, CEO.
thank you. So tonight's meeting, we have a public hearing, P 25-26, and then also a referral for the Town of North Haven replacement of a Kings Highway Bridge, and that's P 26-02. Before we start with that, I just want to dispense of the meetings from last month. Do I hear a motion to accept the meetings from last month?
I'll make a motion to accept the meetings from last month.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then we'll start with, have the secretary read P 26-02.
Okay,
Yep.
what do we want to do first?
P 26-02,
The referral?
yep.
This is an 824 referral, it's P2602. It's the application of the town of North Haven for a replacement of the Kings Highway Bridge over Pine Brook.
Well, thank you. For the record, Andy Bevilacqua, town engineer. So this is for Kings Highway over Pine Brook. The existing culvert, actually on my second day on the job here, I got a phone call on my way into work saying that the bridge had washed out. So I went there immediately and I got there and there was no road over the culvert. It was just a culvert. So field operations repaired it, and then, what, 2 years later, the exact same thing happened second time. Bridge washed out. The condition of the existing culvert, it's a metal plate arch culvert, and the top of the culvert has collapsed about almost half of the height of the culvert. I suspect that some of that had to do with the compaction work that the field operations guys did when they repaired the road, but the culvert's in really bad shape. So we had we hired a consultant to do a study on it, and they came back and they rated the structure poor. So with that poor rating, we went to the state, and under their local bridge program, we got a grant to pay for half the cost of the replacement of the bridge. So we hired GM2 Associates to proceed with designing the new bridge, and the new bridge will be a box culvert, 12 by 8 box culvert. Length of the culvert is actually shorter than the existing one because we're using head walls. The existing culvert just kind of comes out of the embankment right now. So we're able to pull the bridge in, reducing the cost, also reducing the environmental impact as well. So that was a good combo that we were able to make happen.
And those head walls, they'll be concrete too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll show you. We're going to do a form liner on them, so they'll have like a stone face look on the upstream and downstream side, just to give a little bit of visuals on that. Let's see, during construction, they'll be setting up a bypass. So basically, we put a 48-inch pipe in temporarily to bypass the flows. The entire bridge construction will be done within a cofferdam, so it'll all be done in the dry. And then at the conclusion of that, then they remove that 48, backfill the whole thing, and reconstruct the road. There is new storm drainage that's going in. There is a bit of a storm drainage issue as the flow comes down the street, spans off into the brook on both sides, and there's an erosion potential issue there. So By putting the additional storm drainage in, we'll pick that drainage up and handle it the proper way. Let's see. So our hope is to start construction as soon as April 1st and get this construction done in one construction season. The plan is to close the road for the entire construction. So that's why I want to make sure that we get in early and we have the entire construction season to finish. So that way I know I have asphalt to be able to pave the road at the end. Estimated construction cost is $1.78 million. So the plan is to basically bypass onto Christine Road and Hartford Turnpike, and then also Upper State Street to be able to get traffic around the bridge. And I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the project. And I'm just looking forward to not having to go out and check the existing bridge every time it rains, because I'm worried that something's going to get washed out again. We're going to have a problem. So.
Andy, what do you think the expected life is? Because I have some by my house that have been there for 60 years.
Oh, this 75 years, 100 years. I mean, it'll last for a long time. It's concrete, so it'll be a good, long-lasting structure for us.
They plan on cleaning up any of the stream there, the fallen trees over the storms there?
There's very limited that we can do under the state grant. So just the immediate vicinity on both upstream and downstream side, we'll certainly do a little bit of cleanup there. But that's all that we can do as part of the project.
Living up there, I've many times diverted around to side streets and get around.
Yeah. Question came up from one of the commissioners about sidewalks. We opted to not put a sidewalk across the bridge. I had some concerns. The road itself is fairly narrow coming in to the bridge, and I'm a little worried putting a sidewalk in is going to encourage people to want to walk down that street, and it really is not the best place to be walking. The other part of this is we're going to have two 11-foot lanes across the bridge and 4-foot shoulders. So we'll put a shoulder stripe in, and that will allow at least some separation. If somebody did happen to be walking along the gutter there, that'll provide some separation for somebody walking. Other things, we had environmental things. We have to put 2 feet of sediment, stream sediment within the culvert itself for fish migration. We also have large boulders that are going to be put in the upstream and downstream side of the culvert within the channel. That was at the request of DEP Fisheries. So we pretty much addressed all of the environmental concerns. The only thing we're waiting for right now is from the Army Corps of Engineers and DEP, basically their final approval. We've already gotten their comments and addressed the comments. We just have to basically just wait for their final sign-off.
Sounds good. Now, is there going to be notification like up by the Upper State, so like alerting people?
Oh yeah, there's a whole there's a whole detour plan.
Yeah.
Right, whole detour plan with signage and the whole thing. Yeah.
What's the estimated time to do from start to finish?
For construction?
Yeah.
Well, if I can start April 1st and get done by November 1st, that would be ideal. And since this is a precast culvert, it'd be easy to bring in. So they cast it ahead of time and they just basically bring it in. Once the site is prepped, the culvert would be in probably a day.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The winding walls, they're killers.
Sounds good.
And that's about it.
Questions? Go ahead.
Andy, getting back to the sidewalk
Yeah.
issue. I mean, I agree that it's dangerous walking along there. I've walked along there.
Yeah.
But it is legal to walk on the
Yep.
sidewalk or run. In your opinion, the way you're talking about striping the road, is it gonna be for someone who is walking or bicycling or running along there? Will it be, they be able to safely cross that bridge?
Oh yeah, you have plenty of room. You're gonna have a 4-foot shoulder on each side with 11-foot lanes. So that'd be plenty of room for us. Somebody to walk along the edge of the parapet there and be safe. I don't think that's gonna be a major issue.
Okay.
Would the, since we're looking at 100 years, right? And sidewalks has been a big thing for all of us, right? The sidewalks to know where it comes up, but it's really, if we're looking at 100 years, things are going to change, yeah, are we looking at a big cost increase to add that into the project?
I'd have to really evaluate it. I don't think there's enough room in the space that we have within the culvert itself. So we probably would have to extend the culvert slightly. And once you get into that, that's when you started getting into big bucks, so.
Yeah. Because 1.7 million's a lot if it's, the,
It is, and
It's
we didn't allocate enough.
Yeah.
We got a bond resolution passed that was based on $1.2 million construction cost.
Yeah.
That was the number that I had been given by the consultants initially. And the cost, as they developed the design, went, significantly higher.
yeah,
It's also a different bidding climate now than when we originally put this together, so, I understand the changes, but,
So to even consider putting sidewalks in, you'd have to go back to other state agencies to make it wider? and
well, again, yeah, it would
again?
depend on what those impacts would be.
Okay.
But yeah, there would be the potential for that, so.
Okay.
And I don't want to start this job in June or July, because there won't be enough time to finish it. And I
Yeah.
really don't want to leave the road closed over the winter if we don't have to, So, that's the idea.
Any other questions from the commission?
Yes, I have one. You mentioned a 48-inch temporary pipe.
Yep.
I don't see where that is on the plan, and given the fact that the head walls pretty much take up the entire.
Yeah, I didn't give you the full,
zones.
I didn't give you the full plan set.
Is that gonna be on the north side or the south side?
It is on the south side.
Oh,
So Kings Highway, here's the culvert, here's the rough alignment of where that 48 would go.
okay.
So we just kind of spin around. And then this line right here is all the sheet piling to fully encapsulate the construction.
Okay.
And while we're at it, that's a crane for delivery of the culvert sections. I mean, that's the truck for the delivery, and that's where the crane would be set up.
Very good.
Got to have enough room to make it work.
Any other questions?
The residents directly affected by that, there'll be more than enough room for their current driveways, or we have to play games with that?
Oh, yeah, no, the only driveway conflict is up here. This is 370 Kings Highway, which is a residential lot that was recently developed. And as it turns out, their driveway comes in about the end of where the guide rail is shown on the plan. So in the final construction set, we'll have to peel that guide rail back a little bit, but outside of that, yeah, there won't really be any impacts there.
And that guide rail will not have any visual impacts on them once it's all completed for visual line of sight?
Yeah, no, we'll make sure of that. Yeah, and I'll have my consultants consider that when they put that in.
Great.
And we'll show the driveway alignment on that final plan.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
We'll close this referral. The secretary read the next application.
Okay, this is a public hearing, it's P 25-26. Special permit application as provided for by Connecticut General Statute 8-30G, 6 assisted living units of Justin Nareau, applicant, 130 Montagues LLC owner, relative to 130 Montagues Avenue, map 17, lot 152, plan entitled 130 Montagues Avenue, M17, B152, North Haven, Connecticut, prepared for by Nathan and Young Engineers Incorporated, date 8/29/2025, scale 1 inch equals 10 feet, R20 zoning district. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
That's it.
It's not for amplification.
amplify.
Oh, no, it's just for recording.
bang in your ear?
Here, I'm sorry, your name for the record?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. My name is Timothy Lee. I'm an attorney with an address of 107 Montague Street in Branford. I'm here tonight with Justin Nareau. He is the principal of 130 Montague LLC. and we are here tonight to discuss the property at 130 Monowese Avenue in North Haven. Property itself is located in the R20 zoning district. It is just a shade over 20,000 square feet. Property is currently approved with a single-family house. Mr. Nareau has submitted an application pursuant to the Connecticut Affordable Housing Statute, General Statute 8-30G. And pursuant to that statute, he is seeking to construct 6 additional dwelling units at the property. Pursuant to the state statute, 30% of those dwelling units would be required to be deed restricted as affordable housing. And therefore, since we have 6 units, 2 of those units would be deed restricted as affordable housing. 1 unit would have to be rented to somebody making 60% of the area median income, and the other unit would have to be rented to somebody making 80% of the area median income. Aside from the density, the application complies with all the other bulk standards in the R20 zoning district in terms of front yard, rear yard setbacks, lot coverage. The only differential between this project and other applications that would be approvable in the R20 zoning district is the amount, the density. But we are allowed to increase the density of the project through the affordable housing statute. Mr. Nareau currently has a tenant in the single-family house, and he leases that property through a program called Money Follows the Person program. That is a federal program that is administered by the Department of Social Services. Before I met Mr. Nareau, I was not familiar with that program at all, so I am going to pass out some information to the commission that discusses what that program is. So I'm just passing out for the record a copy of the Affordable Housing Plan, which is a requirement of the state statute, a copy of the site plan, and then an excerpt I downloaded from the Department of Social Services website that discusses the Money Follows Person program.
Tim, can you explain what this has to do with the application?
It's tangentially related to the application. So the application itself is an affordable housing application. And pursuant to the affordable housing application, as I mentioned, 2 of the units, 2 out of the 6 units have to be deed restricted to people making a certain income level. Mr. Nareau is going to satisfy that requirement by leasing these 6 units to people who participate in the Money Follows the Person program administered by the Department of Social Services.
They'll all be leased under this program.
They'll all be leased to tenants under that program, correct. And that program basically allows eligible individuals currently living in long-term care facilities, such as nursing homes, to successfully transition back into the community. So it allows, in some cases it's a bridge home, in some cases it's a final home, but it takes people who were in nursing homes and may not be able to return to their regular house because it's too large, too big to maintain, and allows them to transition into a smaller residential structure. These structures would be about 500, it's one building divided into 6 structures or 6 dwelling units. Those dwelling units would be approximately 500 square foot each. They would contain a living area, a kitchen area, and 1 bedroom area. Each unit would also be served by a garage.
Does that program have any...
Never mind, my mistake. There's parking spaces, but no garages.
Does that program have any restrictions on the number of people in each apartment?
No. You could have, there's a practical restriction to the extent there's 1 bedroom, but a husband and a wife could live in that 1 bedroom dwelling.
Tim, will all those restrictions, all the deed restrictions last for 40 years?
The deed restrictions are good for a period of, that's a requirement of the state statute, that the deed restriction is valid for a period of 40 years. Now,
But
two out of the 6 units will be subject to the deed restriction, but Mr. DeRoe plans to use all 6 units as part of the Money Follows the Person program.
Okay, so would all the units be for 40 years on what,
Only 2 of the units would be for 40 years.
okay.
So
And then
two-
you have
what-
60 and then 80 on the others.
Well, no, so we're gonna propose 6 new units.
Yeah.
30% of those units have to be deed restricted. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 2 out of the 6 units have to be deed restricted under the state statute. 1 has to be deed restricted in such a way that it can be leased only to people making 80% of the median income, and the other unit has to be leased to somebody making 60% of the median income. So 2 out of those 6 units are gonna be subject to that restriction. The other 4 units would be so-called market rate units. They could be rented to anybody. It just so happens that Mr. DeRoe has the relationship with the Department of Social Services, and he's gonna lease those units to, pursuant to the program. So all 6 units will be leased to people in the Money Follows Person program, but only 2 of those 6 units would be subject to the deed restriction.
So what's to ensure that all the units are going to be, follow the money, other than saying it's going to be?
Right, correct. So, as I said, 2 out of the 4 units, 2 out of the 6
I
units.
understand that, yeah.
But the other 4, right, they could be leased
They
to
could be
market.
changed. They could be
5
changed.
years down the road, 10 years down the road, 2 years down the road, if the Money Follows People program changes, then they could be rented on the open market as market rate units.
That's
So
interesting, because after 40 years, we lose those units on our affordable housing.
After 40 years, you do, correct.
So then we come down again.
Yeah, well, who knows what the statute's gonna be 40 years from now? Who knows what the statute's gonna be 6 months from now, quite frankly. I mean, they're enacting they've enacted new legislation that is gonna affect affordable housing. You'll probably see that in the summertime. I think it goes into effect in July.
So all 6 units will be under the federal program that Follow the Money? Or
He intends to lease all 6 units under the program
Money Follows
administered
the
by the
Person, yeah.
Connecticut Department of Social Services, the Money Follows the Person
But they're
program.
only required to have 2.
Okay.
But only
So-
2 will be subject to the deed restriction.
Okay, so the 2 that are subject to the deed restrictions, are there, the clientele, the clients are subject to what disabilities or handicaps are they dealing with, or substance abuse, or,
No, it's primarily people,
and just for the record, your name for the record too, please?
Justin Rowe.
Okay, thank you.
Primarily people who've had mostly strokes, wheelchair bound. All the units are designed the same. They're all modified to allow easier access for them, wider doors, obviously all one level, roll in, wider bathroom, wider shower.
Are there handicap ramps required? Under the ADA?
It's not
One
ADA,
level,
they're
one
modified units,
ADA.
but it's all ramped, it's all flat.
Okay.
There's only a sill getting in off of the sidewalk. Sidewalk ramps down to the driveway.
I have a question then regarding the parking spaces. If most of the tenants that will be targeted are going to be wheelchair or otherwise disabled in a fashion where they would need assistance walking or moving, only one spot is technically set up as a handicapped parking. Wouldn't all of them need wider spaces in order to get in safely? Because if they're trying to get into their vehicle and there's all parked there, it becomes a safety issue potentially.
No, none of, I've only known one person in the program who's had a car. The only vehicles that'll be there will be the aides that visit them or family members. They do get picked up. That space is left open so they can come in and come out. It's
Okay.
usually minivan modified.
The parking spaces are not for the tenants, but for visitors predominantly.
If,
They're used, they're allocated for the unit, but they're primarily used by visitors.
right, 99% of them don't drive, so they don't own a car.
Yes.
To that end, I realize your intent is to lease these out through that program, but is there anything stopping you 2 years from now with just deciding to not go through that program and to lease them out to whoever wants to?
No, the short answer is no.
Okay, so let's say 2 years from now, you decide to lease them out to whoever you want to. And as you've already said, there could be 2 people in each unit. If they're both working, that's 12 cars. Where are you gonna put 12 cars?
Right, as a practical matter, I understand the question. As a practical matter, I don't think that's gonna happen, because you're dealing with a unit that's 500 square feet, so it's very unlikely that 2 working people are going to want to reside in this type of unit, this unit.
But legally, they could.
Legally, they could.
Okay, so
although
my
it's-
question's the same. If legally 2 people can be in each one of these units, and you can stop going through the state and just rent them out to anybody, there could be a need, very easily conceivable, for 12 cars. Where are you going to put 12 cars?
Well, under the Affordable Housing Statute, we are allowed to propose our own bulk standards. It just so happens that we propose bulk standards that are almost entirely consistent with the standards in the R20 zoning district. I wish I could give you the answer as to what the parking ratio is in a multifamily development in North Haven, whether it's 1 space, 1.3 space, 1.5 space. I don't know. It's not 2 spaces per 1 bedroom, I know that.
But if literally 1 apartment has 2 people in it, you don't have enough spaces.
Correct.
That's all I wanted to have clear.
Yes, but once again, I think that's a theoretical problem and not a
It's
realistic
not.
problem.
Why is it not realistic?
Because I don't think you're gonna find 2 working adults that are gonna wanna lease a 500 square foot unit in this facility. These facilities are, this unit is more designed for people, as Justin said, that have physical handicaps that need that type of assistance.
That's purely a matter of opinion.
Well, it is, but that being said, under the Affordable Housing Statute, we are still allowed to propose our own bulk standards. And a bulk standard of 1 unit per bedroom is not an unreasonable standard.
Tim, to piggyback on Ron's statement, is there an age restriction for the tenants?
There,
I think you know where I'm going.
Yeah, no, there is not an age restriction. Under the program, they have to be Medicaid eligible, so in order to qualify for Medicaid, most people who qualify for Medicaid are age 65 or above, but people with a disability could also qualify for Medicare, so there's not a hard and fast rule that you have to be 65 and over. But you would have to qualify for Medicare, either age qualification or a physical disability, mental disability qualification in order
So we
to
wouldn't see
qualify.
a half dozen college students in one of the units?
You would not get a half dozen college students because they would not qualify for the program.
But you just said in 2 years, you could lease it out to somebody who wasn't in it.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, just trying to make it clear.
And I'm not trying to run for that either, but once again, if you're gonna do that, you're still gonna have the 2 units that are gonna be deed restricted as affordable, so those tenants would have to qualify income-wise for
By the way,
those units.
what are those 60 and 80% income limits?
I don't know what they are off the top of my head. I can provide that. I mean, it's under the HUD. There's a HUD website where you can get that information.
Right now, you don't know.
I don't, cannot give it to you right now.
Could you get that
Oh, yeah,
information, please?
yeah.
Thank you.
I anticipate that we're gonna be back next month because I got some comments from the town. So that's certainly something I can print out from the HUD website and provide to the commission.
Go ahead. Nope. In a previous notice of information we had about this, which before a hearing occurred, there was a comment about memory care and a statement from the Secretary of Health and Human Services in Connecticut about memory care support. Is that still kind of a plan for this, or is it solely going to be more for people who have suffered catastrophic health issues and are now unable to maintain their own homes?
The latter, the second. It's primarily that.
Okay. But, so you don't foresee anybody who is starting the deterioration, requiring mental health care or memory care, I should say, residing here?
No, they would, I've been with the program a few years. I have a few other houses that have these people. They're usually with us till the end.
Right.
And, but they have aides that would come in, and if they need more care than they're allotted, they would be removed back to a facility.
Okay.
So the aides don't, there's no overnight stay with these aides?
No,
No?
no live-in aides, no, it's only one bedroom, so.
Okay. And
It's
in-
either one person or
So-
spouse.
Hold on one second, excuse me, in the background. So when we're taping up here, we're hearing you also, so out of due respect, appreciate it, but we're gonna give you plenty of time to speak up. So I wanna refer to that residential house in the front. What's the access and use for that also? Is that also gotta fall under the,
They are,
May I have your attention, please?
Hold on one second.
The North Haven Library will be closing in 29 minutes. All computers, Wi-Fi, printers will automatically shut down in 14 minutes. All purchases for the bookstore and cafe, as well as library card applications, must be completed by 7:45.
good.
that's a family, was a husband and a wife, 2 sons. Shortly after they moved in, the husband passed away. They've been there over, I think, around 2 years. So they were originally in that program. The house, the front entrance does have some handicap capabilities. The bathroom had grab handles. He was able to walk, and she was able to assist him in the house, but unfortunately, he passed. But they've stayed, and
They plan on
they
continuing?
plan on staying, yes.
Okay, and they have 2 kids?
She does, yes.
She does?
2 sons, yep.
Older sons or kids?
One is older and one is 12.
Okay.
Where would their parking be?
Yeah, the plan doesn't show any parking for the house.
I think the plan was to have them park right next to the steps. I'm not sure why the engineer didn't show that.
We anticipate coming back next month, so we
Yeah.
can amend the site plan to show parking
Yeah,
spaces
he
for the
has to clean
To
a lot
that
of
end, I mean, we've got 2 months' worth of pretty similar comments from engineering and land use, none of which have been addressed. Do you intend to address any of them at all, or ignore them all, or what's?
Those were sent to me Friday.
Oh, no, they've been available for over a month. Your comments? Haven't they gone to the applicant?
My comments
And
were,
Andy's comments.
were done on Friday. I'm not sure about if Andy's went to the applicant.
Yeah,
But in the,
mine were done a bit earlier than that, yeah.
They were done last month. We had them last month. So they haven't gone to the applicant? I'm just curious.
I think what we're looking for a new site plan to review that addresses these things, because there's a lot of meat to Andy's comments, and there's a lot of meat to Laura's comments. And, you know, I'm glad you're coming back next month and you realize you're gonna be doing that, because
Yeah.
we need to see that, and we need a time frame in which is fair to us and fair to staff to be able to review these.
What about the traffic study?
And the,
Well,
and
the one issue
also
I
the
wanted
traffic
to
study.
address is the traffic study. So certainly we did receive the comments from town staff last week. I don't think there's anything in those comments that we cannot address fairly simply on the site plan. One of the issues in the town planner's comments was the requirement for a traffic study. I wanted to raise that with the commission to see if you really did want a traffic study for 6 units. Ordinarily, you'd require a traffic study if there was 100 units, 150 units. Certainly, if the commission wants some traffic study, we can talk to a traffic engineer, they can provide a traffic study.
I think in reference
If
to
you-
the location on Monterey's Avenue and growing up in that area, you know, it's a tough street, and I think a traffic study would be warranted.
That's the will of the commission, we will get you something.
I appreciate that, thank you.
And that, it also ties into like at least one of Andy's comments about widening the driveway, so there's room for 2 cars to get in and out at the same time. So, I mean, if you didn't get his comments, I apologize. I assumed you had,
I received them on Friday.
Okay. So is it safe for us to assume that if we choose to extend this, that you'll then, before the next meeting, submit a revised plan that addresses as many of these as possible?
Yeah, that was our anticipation, is that we had received the comments, that we can address the comments. We wanted to come before the commission tonight, present the application, get any additional comments the commission had, and then we can tweak the plans and come back next month.
Okay. Just a quick question on money follows the person. How long has that been around? I'll be honest with you, I know there's a lot of agencies out there.
I believe it started in 2009. I was introduced to it by my uncle. He built a lot of these similar units. There was a write-up about him. I think I sent it to Laura. I'm not sure. But it's been around since 2009. He's been involved with it since the beginning. Him and I have done one of these. It's very nice. It's good for the people. They get them out of the home. They don't have to share a bathroom. They don't have to share a kitchen. And they get some of their independence back.
Okay. Any other commissioners have a question?
Nothing at this time.
Not this time, no.
Not this time?
They
Okay.
haven't, I mean, the comments
Yeah,
are the
we'll
biggest
open it up
thing,
to the
so
public.
they
Yeah.
they need time to review the comments and revise the plan accordingly.
All right, so we'll open this up to the public?
I guess the only
go
question, since you seem well experienced with this, most of your tenants in your other facilities per se are similar homebound, not traveling extensively. There's really no in and out. These are pretty much stationary people.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
They get visitors,
Yep.
and the aides
Yep.
are in and out. I did see some of the comments about the trash receptacle, the concrete pad for it. But like I got those Friday, so we could definitely clean this up. Yeah.
But just remember, Ken, that program might disappear.
No,
in
I
2
just
years, so.
want to understand for the impact of all of our residents in town, and just, your experience is greater
Yeah,
than,
it's
than
very,
mine.
it's
so.
very quiet. I have a similar property, single-family house, brother and sister. The brother is handicapped. Same thing, they've been with us for a few years. Everybody stays.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to go back to nursing home, so they all stay. Plus, they're brand new units. We keep them up. It's very quiet.
Yeah.
It's not a drug rehab. It's nothing like that. They're wheelchair bound for life, most of them.
Okay.
I mean, just one minor thing. One of Andy's comments has to do with the elevations for the sewer. Do you know off the top of your head if that's been resolved or not?
Like I said,
We'll have to talk to our engineer.
Yeah, I'll
It's a
talk to
fairly
you.
major issue, because if it doesn't work, you'll need a pump system, so,
Okay.
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 Thank you.
We're gonna open this up to the public.
Do you ask people
One
to
second.
do in favor or opposed, or just anybody?
Yeah, I just, what I want to try to avoid is a repetitive comments and, concerns and everything, because I got the gist of already what everyone's going to be having up there. But when you do speak, if you could just, your name for the record, all right? And would you like to go first, sir?
One second, in favor.
Oh, yeah, well, this will be, I'll tell you, we'll open this up to those who are in favor of this application. And seeing none, any of those who are opposed, and we'll start with you, sir.
Good evening. Michael DiMonato, over there.
Well, both of them, I think.
Michael DiMonato, I live at 11 Papa Lane. My property abuts up to several of my neighbors who are here to this property on Montauk Avenue. I have been there for around 8 years. Since living there on Papa Lane, one of the things I haven't heard here tonight has to do with drainage. That property that I have right now, from the time it thaws to about mid-June, I have water in my backyard. With this property being talked about and being renovated the way it is and adding those additional units, my question is, what is it gonna do to my property and my neighbor's property? Every time we have a heavy rainstorm, when it thaws, north to south, water ends up flowing down. I have standing water in my backyard sometimes. When I first moved in, I had to have the town come out and clean out the culvert on Peters Lane. So I haven't heard anything addressed, and maybe it has in some of the documents and paperwork here, but anything having to do with drainage. And adding this type of property and this type of occupancy there, I have questions of what is it gonna do? Is it gonna exacerbate my situation even more so? Additionally, just hearing some of the comments, it sounds like a worthwhile program. I understand that, and a very noble program, but I look at that property from my deck right now, and I don't see how you're putting 6 units there. It's a very busy street, being Montouise Avenue. I have difficulty getting out in the morning to go to work. I see Durham, North Branford, East Haven, the south end of North Haven, all use Montouise Avenue, getting to I-91. I don't see how that's gonna be a functional entrance and exit of that property with 6 additional units. And now on top of that being occupancy, the occupancy type, I've been in public safety 34 years. So I was a firefighter in New Haven. I've gone on those calls. And the type of stroke victims that you're talking about having at this property, I envision seeing ambulances there quite often. And I'm kind of curious if public safety has been notified about this and has an opinion about it. So, those are my comments.
Okay, I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
the comments will be addressed by the attorney probably next month. And
Excuse me, sir, can you state the name again?
Michael DiMennato, D-E, capital M-E-N-N-A-T-O.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
My name is Daniel Teklichev.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Daniel
Danielle?
Teklichev.
Yep, sir, for her.
Teklichiel.
And your address?
15 Papa Lane.
Okay.
So we have the same problem. I'm not going to go through again what Mike said. We have a lot of water. But I lived in that house, 130 Montouise.
Oh, you lived there?
Yeah, for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So the flooding in the basement is higher than the knee. And to go out from that street with 3 kids, it was horrible. And my kids went to daycare, Quinnipiac Avenue, the church there, and my wife tried to walk. I mean, it's
Yeah, you
like 2
can't
blocks.
walk there.
There's
Yeah.
no sidewalk there. So you can put 6 people plus maybe times 2. Where are they gonna walk? Even if they are handicapped or not, I expect that, but they need to walk, even with a stroller, whatever it is. How are you gonna manage? That street is craziest street ever. I live, when I moved around the corner, it was okay, but even to go from Fitch, Montouise, and Papa,
Yeah.
and you have that big tree when you take the left from 130 Montouise, you cannot even see Fitch Street. Putting 6 cars, plus maybe 2 after 2 years.
Yeah.
Then you have 12. I had, the parking lot, the 2 garages outside. That's why we had parking. But you move that, you can put the condos. When are you gonna park on the other side? And then when are you gonna park the people that live in that house?
Yeah.
And I didn't see that. I mean, I love people, help people, but it's gonna be tough for everybody, for us that live in Montouise, Fitch, or Peter Lane. It's gonna affect the whole area. And the flooding, I mean, when it rained from April to August, the whole field is full with water.
Yeah.
And I talked to the town, I told them it's a swamp, but they said no. But it's always full with water. If you wanna come May, June, July,
The
you'll
North
see
Haven
it.
line will be closing in
One sec.
15 minutes. Please begin to make your final selections and bring them to the circulation desk for checkout.
I just want to have your opinions, how this is going to work, if it's going to help us, help those people, but it's going to be more problem for us that live there, or I hope you can keep that in consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak in opposition of the application? Oh, yes, ma'am? I'm sorry, Tom, a minute. Ma'am, you want to?
Hi, how are you? My name is Kim Quinn.
I'm sorry, what was it?
My name is Kim Quinn, and I live on Manor Drive. And my concern is something that we're all concerned with in the town is fire safety. We all, on Manor Drive and on Papa in that area, we all feed off of the fire station that's on, around the corner from us on the Quinnipiac area. We no longer have a plethora of fire department officials helping us out, and I'm concerned because most people that are homebound have actually a higher incidence of fire issues with cooking. And if these apartments are gonna have full kitchens in them with stoves where they're allowed to cook and have that ability to have access of gas and electric and fire, we're gonna have more, we're gonna be straining our fire department a lot more. And that means the resources that people that truly need an ambulance and they need a fireman for an actual fire that's going on, they're gonna be constantly going to this assisted living. My background is I work with people that are homebound, that are at home. And so I am familiar with the program, very familiar with it. And as well as the last gentleman said, that it's a very noble program and it is something that is, you know, I feel, you know, very strong for. I don't think it's the right location. My mother-in-law is here with me today and she's part of the garden club, and we actually maintain the island that's right there where Monoese and Fitch bear off. And I can tell you that we almost have gotten hit many times cleaning it out. My husband and my mother-in-law and I, we clean it and maintain it. There is a fire hydrant there. There is signage there. There's many, sometimes a lot of accidents that happen in that area. It's just a very unsafe area, and right across the street is where this building is going to be built. And so I don't know, where are you going to put all these cars that are coming and going? Where are you going to put all of these, you know, fire engines if there is a fire that goes on? So in most assisted livings, you're not allowed an actual full-size stove. You're not allowed to do any cooking. So if you guys know the Landing down over on Clintonville, most of their apartments don't have stoves in them because of that reason, because of their fire hazard. So that's something that we have to kind of look at, is our town, our resources. Do we have the resources to support this? And I don't think we do. So that's just a concern of mine that, you know, living around the corner, you know, God forbid there's a fire in my house, I want to make sure we have the resources, because I'm a taxpayer and I've been here for a long time. So that's just my concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tom, go ahead.
Tom White, Summer Lane. I'd like to go on the record. I am against this proposal at 130 Monoese Avenue due to the public safety hazards that exist, will be exacerbated, and that will be created. My comments are from Joe D. Martino of Papa Lane, who asked me to speak for him since he's unable to attend this meeting. This affordable housing application for 130 Monoese Avenue would be a significant public safety hazard for these residents, as it is already a pre-existing significant public safety hazard for neighborhood residents. Joe has 10 points he'd like to make. Number one, there are no sidewalks on either side of Monoese Avenue or Fitch Street for the entire stretch of roadway to Quinnipiac Avenue. It is dangerous to go for a walk on Monoese Avenue. See pictures 1, 2, and 3. Notice the cars have to move to the middle of the road to avoid hitting pedestrians walking. Number 2, the distance to the nearest public transportation, bus stop, and convenience store, DB Mart, is 3/10 of a mile on a dangerously narrow road and uneven ground. Number 3, The nearest grocery store is Target off Universal Drive, requiring vehicular transportation as it is 1.3 miles away. Number 4, the distance to Town Hall, Town Green, and center of town where there is a police station, post office, banks, doctor's offices, restaurants, and shopping is 3.9 miles, requiring vehicular transportation. Number 5, the assisted living residents will be restricted in their ability to ambulate from this .46 acre property due to no sidewalks. They would be forced to trespass on the properties of their immediate neighbors, and they would be forced to walk in the street, which is extremely dangerous. Number 6, there are no shoulders on either Montauk Avenue or Fitch Street. Both roadways are very narrow and are not pedestrian friendly or bike friendly. Number 7, narrow Montauk Avenue is a cut through and is also used by unauthorized large commercial vehicles. See picture 7, which shows a dump truck about to pass 130 Montauk. No through truck sign is rarely, if ever, enforced. Trying to cross Quinnipiac Avenue at Montauk as a pedestrian gets more dangerous daily. As we are regular neighborhood walkers, even with walk signals clearly flashing, vehicles still zoom through, going right on red as we cross. Number 8, turning left onto Montauk Avenue from 130 or from Papa Lane is a public safety hazard due to the limited sight distance situation. We now mostly use circuitous route to avoid this dangerous left turn. See pictures number 4 and number 5, which show the limited sight distance signs, westbound and eastbound. Number 9, where will they put the snow during a big snowfall? This 4.46 acre property will have a greatly diminished area to pile up snow, and the assisted living residents with vehicles could easily be snowed in and blocked in. And number 10, in conclusion, due to the significant public safety hazards outlined here, please unanimously reject this application in its entirety. Joe has packets of the display board for each voting member on the commission, of which they can show other members. There's also one packet for the file. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Chairman Hand, and we can mark this as Exhibit 1.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Tim, would you like one of these? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know that road too well.
Yeah.
I tried that road.
So make note on the packet that was given out by Tom White. That was exhibit.
I faintly remember as like those old
Thank you.
trucks, old Mack trucks. What was that? It was like an overnight, like the UPS kind of deal? I don't remember what it was. The truck depot at the end of Montauk where PC Richards used to live.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Are we all set?
Let's cross that.
Oh, not just packet 1? So Laura, we're on.
We could do it as one exhibit. Yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
Submitting this as Exhibit
1. Is that good? Exhibit 1? Okay, the packet is exhibit 1. So exhibit 1 and then exhibit 2. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are we good?
Yep.
Go on to the next couple. Your name for the record, sir, and your name is also?
Donna Conti. And I'm Christopher Conti.
And your address?
140 Montauk. 140 Montauk Avenue.
Okay.
Right next door to the property. So, Yeah, forgive me, I'm not as immaculately prepared as the previous gentleman with
That's
the
okay.
amazing poster board. But yeah, we have been living in the abutting property of 140 Montauk Avenue. My mother here purchased the property about 35 years ago. I want to say 1993, 1994, and I have been born and raised in that property, living in it for my entire life of 25 going strong years. And I think the concern here is, while I do agree, and that we should be assisting, the disabled and helping them any way we can, I do think that effectively sextupling the necessary town resources in order to sustain such a property would cause a extreme, circumstance where, one of the points I think that hasn't been addressed yet, because I know we're trying to avoid repeating points, is waste management. I know in our property, I'm not sure if some of the neighbors here have had this happen, but we've definitely had concerns with, rodents and things of the like due to just the sheer amount of waste that is produced by even a single-family household. So I can't even begin to imagine the amount of waste that is produced by 6 households effectively operating in what would be previously a single family occupancy in that sheer space. So I do think there's a strong concern there with trash and making sure that those all 6 of those units are supported the same way that prior single family household was. So sextupling, that would be really a concern. And just to touch on this point, I think it may have been previously made, but definitely I do believe there is a strong concern with the access with emergency services. I do know that the properties claim to be for the disabled and the those in need, those that have limited access and will need assistance. And I think a concern that comes with that is individuals that need additional access, or they are wheelchair bound or paralyzed. I do believe they have a higher risk of requiring emergency services. And again, when you're sextupling the lot from a single family residency to 6 full units, and you also have 6 households that are going to require likely additional emergency services, I do think you're going to have a bit of a pinch there, if you will, where the amount of visits that will need to be made from ambulances or fire trucks, it definitely raises a concern, especially considering how that is a rather narrow street. Papa Lane, Montauk Avenue is a particularly busy street. I can't imagine that a fire truck has enough turning apparatus there to be able to successfully make its rounds, or an ambulance to be able to effectively get where it needs to go in order to protect and save lives. So I do think that's another concern that comes with introducing units like these. And many of my other points have already been thoroughly addressed, such as drainage and things of the like. So I do think that that sort of is where I wanted to touch on. As we are in strong opposition to this project.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else to speak in opposition? Go ahead, Mary.
Mary White, Summer Lane. When regulations are ignored, hazards occur. The commission must answer this question before rendering a decision. Is the need for affordable housing in North Haven more important than the safety of the assisted living residents and the safety of the neighborhood residents? Zoning regulations exist for multiple reasons, but primarily to protect the public, the people, and properties from hazards. Zoning regulations for seniors units require 700 square feet per unit. These are 500 square feet per unit. The setback for some of the parking spaces appears to be 3 feet. The setback for the moved shed is 8 feet. The setback for the 6-unit building structure is 10 feet. There are not enough parking spaces to be in compliance with zoning regulations, which I believe the requirement is 1.5 spaces per unit. They are not in compliance with zoning regulations by overdeveloping the .46 acre property. What is the lighting plan? It must be dark skies compliant. What is the heat pump structure outside each unit? How will each unit be heated? There are numerous safety hazards identified in Town Engineer Andy Bevilacqua's comments. The stormwater retention system is not sized to ensure peak site discharge does not exceed existing conditions under storm events. No stormwater maintenance plan to ensure proper function of storm drainage systems. Not shown are details for site features, pavement, crosswalk, handicap ramp, and sidewalk. No detailed erosion control narrative and details. No testing of permeability of the existing site soils to ensure that they will adequately accommodate proposed stormwater infiltration scheme. No two-lane driveway. This is a must for safety due to heavy traffic patterns, limited site distances, narrow lanes, and no shoulders. No traffic study, no screen dumpster on a dumpster concrete pad, no 2-inch caliper tree on either end of all parking rows, no vegetative screening on 3 sides of the property. I think the commission must require arborvitaes that grow to 20 feet on all 3 sides. No showing inverts and slope of proposed sanitary lateral. WPCA rules require a minimum 2% slope for laterals. Doesn't this mean no sewer permit for this project? This project cannot be approved with verbal promises by the applicant to provide missing items, or promises to do required things, or promises to follow regulations, due to the fact verbal promises will not negate existing safety hazards, nor the exacerbation of safety hazards, nor the new safety hazards that will be created. Is the need, I'm going to conclude with the question I began with. Is the need for affordable housing in North Haven more important than the safety of the assisted living residents and the safety of the neighborhood residents? The commission needs to decide if they will address every single safety hazard. To help the commission members answer the question, I have a copy for all of the State of Connecticut zoning regulations, Chapter 124, zoning, Section 8-2, Regulations A, where it talks about setting forth regulations and conditions necessary to protect the public health, safety, convenience, and property values. It talks about lessening congestion in the streets, securing safety from fire, panic, flood, and other dangers to promote health and the general welfare. And it talks about providing adequate light and air, preventing the overcrowding of land, avoiding undue concentration of population, and facilitating the adequate provision of transportation, water, sewerage, schools, parks, and other public requirements. He's denied this project due to the numerous safety hazards, and I have a copy for everyone of the Chapter 124, State of Connecticut zoning regulations. I don't know where I begin.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Bear. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Would you like to enter it in the record?
Thank you. Yeah, what are we up to now?
Exhibit
3.
Exhibit 3?
Exhibit 3.
Oh, so my time is short. Do we need any more? 'Cause I did 15.
No.
Almost there.
We good? Okay. Is there anyone else to speak in opposition of the application? Yes, sir?
Hi, my name is Barry Carloni. I live at 6 Papa Lane. I just bought my house a year ago, July. I toured that house before buying my house. My wife is handicapped and wheelchair bound. That house was not acceptable for a handicapped person to start. You could see the water lines in the basement. One of the reasons I bought my house on the opposite side of that property was the drainage. I have a landscaping business. There's nowhere for snow removal. According to the plans that I've seen that Joe DiMartino has passed along to the neighbors, you can't push out into the street. You have a wall. You can't push back. You have 2 neighbors' property lines. You have arborvitaes, you're going through the arborvitaes. I mean, I have a list of things that I had given to Joe. Light pollution. If you're putting and I'm just, you're saying you're gonna put handicapped people in there and in a year it could change. You're gonna have adequate lighting for elderly people. That's a heck of a lot different than a normal lighting on a house. I lived in West Haven. I had a big giant house in Orange. Can you guys tell me where there's a house in North Haven that on a half an acre lot has 6 bathrooms? Seems a little excessive. The house that's there is gonna be an existing house. They get 2 parking spaces up against the house. Is there anything in the lease to that house that says that they can't have more than 2 cars? I mean, there's a lot of holes in the story that was brought forth at the beginning here, and these are even after I just read the paperwork I had. Trash, you're talking 12 with the condos, plus the house is additional, am I understanding that correctly? The house is additional tenants? You're gonna have a dumpster in that area in people's backyards where 14 people, possibly 14 is your minimum? Because the house, there's no regulation on how many people can live in that house, correct?
You know, if you could just direct.
No, I'm asking, because I don't have any of this
So-
information.
Nope.
I was just
Yep,
asking the
just
attorney, because he.
throw your
So you
concerns
could
out.
have 6 people, 8 people living in that house? It's a lot of trash. You guys have, I just have lots of questions about how is an apparatus, you have handicapped people there. Ambulances are gonna be able to make 3-point turns in that area? It doesn't look like it from I mean, I don't have a spec'd out diagram, I have just what you have, pictures. You're gonna make 3-point turns to come in and out of here on a regular basis. I've done a lot of condo work in my times, and this is they're very poorly thought out. You're gonna have emergency apparatus make that cut from Montauk into, even if you widen that driveway, so nobody has given any data on how wide the driveway has to be for that ambulance to make the cut from Montauk in, because they're not gonna stop all traffic on Montauk every time they need a fire apparatus there, are they? They're gonna close Montauk to stop? It just, there's a lot of things that don't seem to be in any of these plans being addressed, especially when she was talking about the sewage. You talked about pumps possibly needed. The ground is low there, you're pumping up to the street. I just have lots of questions that didn't seem to be addressed in the plans that I saw. I hope you guys saw better plans, but just somebody with a handicapped person at home, that house is not applicable to handicapped people. And to have the heating system, air conditioning, you're gonna have 6 air conditioner condensers running all summer long in somebody's backyard at the same time? It's only 10 feet away from the property line, and some of those houses are maybe 30 feet, 20 feet from that property line? So you're gonna have 6 units running 20 feet from your house outside your bedroom window? Is there noise ordinances that we have in town? Decibel levels? I just wanted to bring those up, because I didn't want to beat a dead horse with all the other
That's
stuff.
okay. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I don't have the spelling of the last one.
Carloni.
Okay, spell it out. Thank you.
Something, Donna Naples, 124 Montauk Avenue. As he was saying that about the garbage, and what about the medical waste? What about the stuff that comes if somebody needs the medical part, that has gotta be discarded? Where's that going? Is that going into the regular trash? That's something else. I've lived there most of my life. My boundary, my boundary is right up against his driveway, so he cannot widen it from that side. The traffic there, I'm lucky enough to have a side driveway on Papa Lane, and I never go out of Montauk Avenue. And sometimes I even go down Papa Lane and around the corner. It's impossible. The hill is right there. They come up over that hill, and if you're gonna have a 2-way traffic there, you're talking accident. You're talking one's coming out, one's coming in, there's people coming down, there's people coming up, constant, fast. The water, has always been a problem over there. It's always been flooded, always, always. So I'm connected to everybody else's backyard of the flood. We have a high water table there, and even if there's a pump, what's it gonna do to the rest of the neighborhood? Is it just gonna pump it out and push everything else back or to the side? The house on Monowese Avenue is higher, and that's the drain coming down. Their lawn is raised, so it all comes down and it filters. It's just a bad story over there, and it's a safety issue for everybody. And I really don't believe that any kind of emergency vehicle is gonna get in there and down there on that area, if you come down and take a look at the actual structure of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Is there anyone else to speak in opposition? So a quick question to those who didn't want to speak. Just for the record, your address? Yes.
11 Papa.
11 Papa Lane? Anyone else said we didn't get? What was that?
7 Papa Lane.
7 Papa Lane?
14 Papa Lane?
14?
124?
We got that.
3 Papa Lane. 3 Papa Lane.
3 Papa Lane? Got it.
And I'm sorry, I went out and I got signatures. And even the woman next door was like, how is this gonna happen? I get beeped out at trying to pull out of my driveway in the morning.
Okay.
She couldn't make it. And that's at 1:30.
130 Monowese?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right there, right there.
Oh.
It's in that white house.
Oh.
It's in the house.
Oh,
The front house.
The front house, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Very good.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we received an email today from a Peter Conti.
There's a county here.
There's a Conti here.
Donna,
yeah.
Donna Conti.
My brother heard,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter's your son?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we can submit his
All right.
comments for the record
So
as
that'll
part of
be
the,
Exhibit 4.
And basically, the letter had the same
Okay.
concerns,
Okay.
traffic safety, stormwater.
All right. So, any other questions from the board? Because we're going to shoot right back to the attorney very quickly here.
Not at this time.
Not at
No
this time?
questions, sir.
Okay.
Bob?
Yes.
Do you want to try to do a little education to the public on 830G or not?
I figured maybe next month.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Mr. Lee?
Yes.
So, we'll make sure you get a copy of all the concerns. I'm sure a lot of them we've already addressed. And I know under the 830G Act addresses a lot of these concerns also.
Yeah, I was taking notes, so
Okay.
I'll come back next month addressing some of the concerns from the public and also addressing the comments of the town engineers.
Okay.
And we'll
So-
come back with a traffic study and a modified.
Your
site
traffic
plan.
study and the elevation also to the sewers and so basically an updated site plan?
Yes.
Okay.
And one thing just to throw in,
Yep.
a couple of comments were made, and I don't think it was in the staff comments, but it would be good to address lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and it's going to rain heavily on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
So,
So, what's that?
So we're gonna continue the public
Yes.
hearing till the next
Yep.
meeting. I just wanted to distribute copies of the statute 8-30G so everybody can familiarize themselves with what's in
Okay.
here.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to discuss that next month too.
Next
I
month,
didn't want
yeah.
to come in here with guns blaring.
All right.
I know the commission's dealt with 8-30G applications, but certainly for people who have not been involved in those applications, I'm happy to discuss that
Okay.
next month.
And as our town attorneys.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I could just be acknowledged for a moment, please, before you move on.
Yep, and for the record,
For
name.
the record, Jennifer Capola from Seal and D'Onofrio, and I've been representing the commission for almost 30 years now. You want me to speak in there? Okay. Again, for the record, Jennifer Capola from Seal and D'Onofrio, I represent the commission. I think what we should do, just to go back to Mr. Pettin's question, we can certainly post the Affordable Housing Appeals Procedure on the town's website. Under the Planning and Zoning Commission, you will find the agenda for this meeting and the notice of public hearing. I think we can link the statute onto that page. So that way, I do think it is a good idea for the public to have access to that statute so they can understand the burden reversing. I could perhaps, with Attorney Lee, do some sort of a cover page for that so folks understand. I also would like to recommend through the commission, again, a number of issues have been raised. Perhaps Attorney Lee could submit a narrative commenting in response. I think that would be beneficial as well in terms of making things a bit more efficient. Comments, narrowing comments overall, just making the public hearing more efficient. The other thing I do want to recommend is that if you do want a traffic study done, please do vote on that as a body. I did not hear the majority of folks on the commission express that they desire that. I do think that that is necessary. And when you vote to continue the public hearing, you should be voting to continue it. Please vote to the date certain. Your next meeting is on February 2nd, Monday, February 2nd. So please do that. Okay. So that way, that's reflected in the record of the minutes as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do you need a motion?
Yes, I was going to say, if we could get a motion.
I'll make that motion to request a traffic study from the applicant in time so that we can get it before the next meeting.
Dated February 2nd, our next meeting.
I'll second that motion.
And also just to extend give them
and also to extend the application to next month.
Right, extending the application.
And the public hearing.
And the public hearing.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll second that as well.
Okay, and so second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank you.
Gonna go through each list.
Just take one.
Yeah.
This is the one that's on.
And all these
Oh,
things
the
gotta go
30G.
away.
This is the one that we'll see this.
All right, so what else we have on our schedule? Okay.
This is.
Thank you.
All right, so we need to go into executive session.
Huh?
Executive session.
Yeah, we're gonna do the open space, and then, what's the 409 in Washington?
Amazon. That was Amazon?
Yeah.
What's that?
I read the whole thing.
About time.
Those will do during deliberation.
Hey, Laura, during deliberation, you want us to go on to the other 409 Washington?
I gotta say though, it's definitely the wrong site, but it was really interesting to hear his
You want to get, see if.
his strategy.
Okay. All right.
The units.
Is the application of other 409 Washington Avenue, is there a member here, a representative for 409 Washington?
My name's Matt Fleck with CESO Architects and Engineers, representing 409 Washington Street, Washington Avenue. Yes, Matt, M-A-T-T, last name Fleck, F-L-E-C-K, CESO Architects and Engineers. Pretty straightforward application, just adding an additional exterior door to the complex. There's a rain break canopy that goes over the top of that, and then a sidewalk on the outside of that to bring traffic, people, employees out that side door and to the parking lot. And so we have an application just to be able to modify, make a capital improvement to the project. It'll make it more efficient and allow operations to run a little bit smoother there. And that's our purpose of the application. Mostly came just to answer any questions and see how it can assist.
The only question I have is, I'm looking at the diagram. It appears that we're going to be losing a parking space for that sidewalk to come out.
Mhm.
Is that going to cause any problems with your parking, with your staffing levels?
No, the facility is actually long on required parking, and so there's a fair amount of vacant stalls throughout the facility.
Is that going to disrupt any internal of that area that you're talking about? Or
No.
displace any?
Everything on the inside of the footprint remains the same.
Okay.
I even did a fire life safety analysis of that just to make sure.
Okay.
So because you're basically loading those smaller vans over there? Is that what this is for?
No, no vans. It's a supplementary program where, like if people in the community need to order something that is time sensitive, so like baby formula or something they need quickly by the end of the day, they
Maybe like a
order at
drive-up.
lunchtime and then it gets delivered by the time they get home. So
okay.
it's a small supplementary program if people come in their personal vehicles to pick up a few packages at a time, like a Honda Civic or something like that, and then they drive it out to the community. No vans.
So this won't be the general public, but these would be still drivers, or these would be the people themselves that are receiving the package, the general public, or will it be a driver specific?
It'd be a driver, yeah, the public not coming to the facility.
So it's not the
Yeah.
general
Okay.
public
Yeah.
coming in, okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the commission?
Do you need driveway striping to signify the potential for pedestrians coming across there for that sidewalk that does take up the parking space?
What we do is we have a sign plan that we prescribe on page 4 of your handout, the stalls that you see right there and immediately in front of that. There's signage there directing the drivers only to go to this spot, and that's all signed out, and then they're instructed to back into those stalls as a safety procedure, and that's all who uses those spots.
We didn't get a copy of that.
14 of these were sent. You have them, because we sent 14 of
They
these.
might have gotten them. We didn't get them.
Okay. It's just a snippet of the architectural plans that show that area. That might be it, and right there. And it's a good capital improvement to the project.
We didn't get, no, we got that.
Yeah.
What he's referring to now
It's part of this.
Yeah, it's a short little handout, and then there's a site plan. I saw someone had the larger of the site plan. I have a shrunk down version of it.
Is it
That was-
Exhibit A?
No, I don't have that either.
There's a page that says Exhibit A, but then there is no Exhibit A.
Yeah, here. As-built survey, AB 609.
We have the as-built survey,
Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah.
It's just that small print page you're holding
Yeah.
there. We don't seem to have that.
I'm happy to give you the one that I have, if you'd like it.
We don't have it either, so that we don't have it.
No. No.
But what it does is it makes a capital improvement to the facility, and it enhances the operation that's there, and good for the program overall.
Just a canopy over the ramp, is that correct?
Yeah, just a rain break to keep people dry and employees dry.
Rain, bad weather, okay.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. All right, any other questions from the commission? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So the other issue also we have is we have an open space advisory committee.
Yeah. I'd like to make,
What's that? Yeah, so we
like
like
to make a nomination for the
open space.
Open Space Advisory Committee, Brian Cummins.
It's my understanding you've been doing this for a while?
I've been doing it for a while, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do I have a second on that?
Second, Brian.
Any other? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep up the good-
Keep up the good work.
That money we have.
I guess we have to go into executive session now? So,
I moved.
we make a motion to go into executive
Move to go
session?
into executive session.
And second?
I think we should invite Jennifer.
The 824?
What's that?
The 824?
Yes. Town attorney's here for that.
No, the 824 is, that was the presentation.
That was the initial.
For the bridge.
This is a vote
Oh,
on
for
the
the bridge?
824.
Yeah, so all we just need a vote on a positive
okay.
referral to
Okay.
Selector.
Are we gonna, then this is deliberation, so I'll make a motion, we go into deliberations.
Okay.
I will second
That was for
that.
the bridge. And second it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. All right, now let's have a motion to go into executive session with town attorney.
No, don't we?
No,
want-
you
You
gotta
have
still
to
You need
deliberate.
to vote on the 824.
Did we
Mr.
just do
Chairman.
that?
No, we just voted to go into deliberations.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to do the bridge, right?
Yes. So Andy,
I'll,
what,
I'll make a positive referral for the 824, the bridge over Pine Brook.
okay. So we have a motion, second.
Second that.
Any discussions? All in favor?
I'd only want to say, I'd love to, in the future, I'd love to see us continue the sidewalk efforts, you know, especially with something that's going to be around for 75 years or so, right?
Yep.
So that would be my only thought, so. I'm sure it's a consistent theme you're used to,
Yep.
but, you know, that's all.
All right, so we have a motion for approval and some second. All those in favor, say by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, we're going to go into executive session. I think everybody's left. We still, I would make a motion that we go
I-
into executive session and that we
Yes.
invite Jennifer Capone, the town attorney,
And
Andy.
but I don't really think we, quite frankly, that you need the town engineer or the CEO for the executive session. I would just ask that you do ask your administrator to join as well. So Ms. Magarossi and myself, I do not anticipate that it will be particularly long.
Okay. So also make note for the invitation also for Laura Magarazzi and town engineer Andy to join in the executive session.
No, she said she doesn't.
No, she's saying
Oh,
they.
you do? Oh, you don't?
I don't
No,
think
she's
the
saying
town
they-
engineer is
No,
Okay,
she's
I'm
saying
sorry.
they could go.
All right. Andy, would you like to leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna exit.
Are you staying here?
You got a bridge to build.
Do you want us here?
Well, we need to for the records, right? We still need them for.
No, there's no record.
But yeah, oftentimes
record.
you do let them go because you're not gonna take any
This
action
isn't confirmed.
Oh, okay.
coming out other than
All
to
right.
come out of executive session and then
And then
to
close.
adjourn, and we can pass that information, the time
Okay.
and such along to staff.
then, you
That's
girls
fine,
are
and your
dismissed.
reporter.
So then,
Motion to executive session?
then we'll close you. Yeah, we'll close you out too.
All right, so you're gonna call it then, I guess, and I'll get it.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks, Vic.
Excuse me, Mr. Cummings, and move for executive session. I don't know if we don't have a second.
I will second
I
that.
thought-
Thank
You want to take a few minutes break? It's going to take them
Yeah,
a while
we've
to
got,
break down.
take a few minutes for them to.
Was there a vote?
All those in favor of going to executive session?
Aye.
Okay.
And can we just note the time for the record as well? Thank you, 8:13, thank you. 8:30.
Take care, Andy.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.